Parecería extraño que un gobierno como el de Honduras, que durante años ha estado diciendo que tiene enorme interés en mantener la soberanía del país, se muestre tan apático, podríamos decir, frente a esa soberanía.
As the helicopter circles around you, and in one of these occasions, the man next to me, an older peasant, an older man, a skinny man, he said to me, "Well, wouldn't it be good if Reagan could be here? Wouldn't he be sad if he saw this?" It was horrible. It was an unthinkable cruelty to be systematically massacring a population with just to kill them, to annihilate them, to make it impossible for that zone to be inhabited, for there to be anyone to sympathize and support, to give moral support, to give food to the FMLN fighters. And the worst of it is that the systematic way that they localize the civilian population is by the cries of the babies, if you can imagine that. Now, I don't know what the total number of dead is. There's still, of course, obviously a lot of missing people, a lot of people in hiding, scattered throughout the zone and outside the zone. When I went in to do my initial report, it was going to be to document the relationship between the FMLN fighters and the civilian population. And what was so ironic is you can't talk about a relationship between the fighters and the civilian population because it's the same people.
Did you see any Soviet weapons there?
No, that was.
Can you repeat the sentence, please?
No, I did not. I did not see any Soviet weapons. The weapons that I saw were mostly American-made weapons, M16s, and also I guess it's Israeli weapons. I saw the weapons that they had in this zone were weapons that they had managed to obtain from ambushes with the National Guard and the Army of El Salvador. So I feel terrible as a North American. I feel a terrible sense of tragedy, a terrible sense of shame at what my country is doing to El Salvador, and how it's systematically contributing to the massacre of a population of women, of children, of old men. It's just horrible. It's against all common sense. It's a cruelty that's worse than Attila the Hun, what's taking place in El Salvador now. None of this would be happening if the United States wasn't sending helicopters and armaments and economic and giving diplomatic support to El Salvador, to the current Salvadorian regime. The Salvadorian government would not have the resources to inflict the kind of suffering and agony and torture that it's inflicting against its rural population now. And there I would be, sitting in the foxhole, and the helicopter would be above me, and that helicopter would be made in the USA. Those bullets that were coming and wounding women and wounding children and almost killing me and the people around me would be bullets made in my country, sent to El Salvador, that had no business being there. It's horrible. It would be nice to be able to be proud of your country. It would be nice to be able to feel good about what your country does. And what I'm forced to do is to feel a sense of tragedy at what my country does, to feel a deep sense of shame at what my country does. We're doing the exact same thing that we did in Vietnam all over again. It makes no sense. Before, the words violation of human rights were just empty words to me. Now I know exactly what they mean. What it means an old lady running barefoot through the night with helicopters, with mortar fire falling around her, with machine guns directed against her. It means her daughter carrying her newborn baby, crying, giving us away to the patrols so they can locate us and massacre us. It doesn't make sense. Why does this kind of cruelty have to be inflicted against a rural population? Against a rural population that's so poor that they lived in feudal conditions before. Of course they're going to revolt, those people. They have to revolt. They couldn't continue living the way they were living for so many years. And here the U.S. is prolonging that, making it into a terrible carnage, into a completely unnecessary situation of terror and torture and scorched earth. That's how I feel, being a North American. I feel sad, hurt, angry, and upset. I feel a sense of tragedy. And I wish the North American people would find out about this, because no North American in their right mind could want to be the cause of what's going on in El Salvador.